This is Enter the Arena. I'm your host, C. Rich, and if you have been following my betting predictions this year, you have only seen more riches. I'm also representing SprawlandCall.com. And hey, guys, it's April 14th. The birds are chirping, the buds are blooming, and UFC on Fox 15 is upon us. This is actually a really good card. Basically, UFC tries to do all of their free televised cards. They're all pretty good, and these prelims are awesome. I'm loving this card. To kick things off, we do have Eddie the Truck Gordon and Chris Dempsey. You know, not going to lie, I did pick against Eddie Gordon last time against Josh Salmon, but I really like Josh Salmon and blah, blah, blah. Eddie Gordon was owning him until the flash KO in the second round. Chris Dempsey, I haven't been too impressed. And when it comes down to it, his name's the Truck for the reason, and he should just run over Dempsey for this one. Minus 385. Depending on what the in-the-distance play is, I might take a stab at it if it's somewhere around an even betting line. Next, we got Diego Brandao and Jimmy Hayes. This is, I believe, a rescheduled fight. The last time, I think one of them got sick, and it was on, like, fight day or something, or something along the lines. Sitting at a minus 170, Brandao. It's pretty much where he was last time. He did end up rising, I remember, to about a minus 250 before the weigh-ins, and then he got sick. I do see the same thing happening again with the betting line rising on Brandao. Everyone says, yeah, after the first round, we'll see what happens, blah, blah, blah. Well, I don't think he's going to have to use that much energy. I see Brandao winning this fight, whether it's by submission, by TKO, less likely decision if he does pull the W. Next, we got George Sullivan, Tim Means. Tim Means has been doing really good this year, the past few fights, and taking out Diego Lima, Douglas Lima, I think one of the greatest champions that is not in the UFC. I believe he's middleweight, 185 champ over at Bellator. But that's beyond the story. George Sullivan, this is actually his second UFC fight. And honestly, the first two fights that Sullivan had weren't really testers. It was guys on the same level as him. That is not the case with it being on the same level on this fight with Tim Means. Tim Means, been around the block, calm fighter, knows how to preserve his energy and his cardio, crisp striking, and especially at a minus 150, I don't see bad value in this one. Chances are, I think Means' line's going to rise just like it did last fight, which I did capitalize on. Next, we got a guy I've been waiting to get back. It's been almost a year since he's been out. Aljamain Sterling is taking on Takeya Mizugaki. This one's interesting, okay, because Sterling's one of these upcoming rising fighters that could be challenging one day for the title. Mizugaki, I don't believe he'll be challenging for a title anytime soon. However, very stern test for this new upcomer, and really excited to see how it turns out. Sterling's sitting at almost a minus 300 right now, 3-1 favorite. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that betting line. Mizugaki's last loss was to Dominic Cruz, but Cruz had something to prove last time. And he got dismantled in the first round within a minute and a half, I think. So I'm picking Sterling for the win. But if you do plan on betting this fight, I highly suggest a dog or pass play. Next, we got Corey Anderson and Guillain Vellante. This one's interesting. Anderson's 5-0, Vellante's 12-5. Difference: Corey Anderson was the winner of one of the last toughs. He ended up taking out Matt Van Buren. But the thing is, Matt Van Buren is not good. And then Anderson struggled against what was his name? I picked. Either way, his last one he struggled against and barely pulled out the win. Whoever fought Ron Stallings last, and I picked against him. Vellante, some people might not know, he is a Strikeforce and UFC veteran. He's been around the block. His 2 losses, as of recent, were in the UFC. He's 2-2. Sean O'Connell was a split decision last time, but Sean O'Connell's been getting really good lately, I believe. He also has been a light heavyweight and heavyweight champion in a other promotion, and he is training with Chris Weidman. Has been up in New York. X-Day, all those stats. When I looked at it, at first I was like, beasting 24/7, Anderson. Then when I really looked into it and wrote things down, I think experience is going to end up pulling this one off. Anderson's at like a -325 right now. I think that's ridiculous, and it is a complete popularity thing going right now for the betting lines. Anderson probably is the right pick, but you know what? Probability, statistics. I don't see Beeson being able to clinch him like he does everybody else and just kind of go for the takedowns and whatnot. I'm picking Vellante for the win. Then we got OSP, Patrick Cummings. Patrick One-Tooth Cummings. This is another fight that's my direction is the same way as the last fight, with experience and not being able to clinch and do the takedown game. Patrick Cummings, yes, I do believe he is a good fighter. He's a little raw, though, for me. Little raw when it goes outside of his wrestling. And we haven't seen anyone be able to test his wrestling yet. Exclude Daniel Cormier. He doesn't count. OSP is going to test his wrestling. And OSP has better striking. Kicks. I think he's kind of thicker. He's just a thicker kind of built guy. And he's a veteran. So, without further ado, I do believe OSP is going to win this one. And with him sitting at the underdog, I'm waiting until the weigh-ins and hoping that Patrick Cummings' line just keeps rising. That's what I would like to see. Then we got the main event of the prelims. Beneil Dariush, Jim Miller. I don't know why. I think these two fights need to be reversed. OSP and him should be the... But, whatever. Dariush is sitting at a -170. He has surprised a lot of people. So many of us have doubted him in certain fights, and he has gone to prove us wrong, or prove his potential. Jim Miller, veteran. You always know what you're going to get with him. Hard fight. Very versatile in his skills. He does know a lot. Definitely could outwork Dariush on the mat with wrestling. Wrestling over, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu that Dariush has. I'm going to take Beneil Dariush for the win. I'm not calling a finish. I would not be surprised if Jim Miller wins this fight. But I believe Dariush has taken all the necessary tasks to escalate in the experience level of his training and his striking and everything that makes him him. So, hey, thanks guys. If you watched it all the way, please like my page, subscribe. I should post a link to my covers forum. Follow those bets. Those are the ones that are being calculated. And hey, sprawlandcall.com, please come check us out. And until next time, don't blow your bankrolls. Please follow my main predictions video that I will make here shortly. And always have fun. Later.